Welcome everyone. We are out by the wood shop. We had 2 weeks ago we had a tree come down on the wood shop. You can see the top of it there. It is extending all the way beyond the wood shop, and if you look to the right you can see the branches going back that way. I'll walk you around the building here in a second, and let's start with a disclaimer. I am not a tree specialist. What I'm about to do is very dangerous, and call in a professional. I am in no way giving advice on how to remove trees, nor am I qualified to do so. I want to just show you real quick. We have got a cable system that I've set up. Runs through a pulley up there on the tree. Go back to tightening our little... Alright, so we're going to pull these branches off the building, hopefully not hitting the building in the process. Let me show you the base of the tree and the upstairs quickly. So this is the tree over here. As you can see, it is a very sizable, probably 2 feet in diameter at the bottom, and it runs all the way up into my building. And I have supported it here with some 4x4s, a 4x6 and a 2x6 and some other stuff, a 6x6 down here. It was on top, the base of it was on top of a shelf of rock, and because of the wind and the direction of the wind, it caught it just right and toppled it over. You can, so there's the building right there, and I've already secured it with some cables. So here's one of our supports here. We'll use this to winch it off right at the end, and it'll stabilize till then. We tried to create a triangle, pulling with the trees and angling off the building to try to make sure it doesn't come down any further on the building. That's the main goal. So here's the upstairs of the wood shop, and there's a tree. Yes, it is. There used to be a wall here. So this is our tree. It splits 1, 2, 3 trunks right here. There's another major trunk split right here. There's 2 major limbs here right at the doorway of our upstairs. This is the doorway hanging funny. Took out half the roof up top, and then it smashed the lower part of this roof right at the gable here. I think that's called a gable. Anyway, this is repairable, but from here over it's pretty decimated. So the basic strategy is we're going to remove as much of this weight first, safely and slowly. Hopefully pulling it with the wire away from the building as we go, taking one piece at a time and watching for this thing to move, because as the weight comes off, most likely this trunk's going to shift around. We do not want any excitement. It'll be exciting enough just to get the thing off safely. I have put in some supports and other things here for some roof pieces. I've been trying to keep the water out. So you see, it's like a... This isn't part of the building. This is just me trying to keep the water out of the building. So I'm going to time-lapse removing all this extra stuff, because this is just in the way now that we're removing the tree. I will most likely strap, in fact I am going to strap this tree into position as it is now, so that it cannot shift more than a foot or two from where it is. So if I cut a bunch of branches, it should not be able to shift more than a foot before it gets tensioned against the building. That's my goal. I bought a bunch of extra winches and tighteners to accomplish that very thing. So we're going to do that now. Clean this up, tighten it down to where it is, and after everything's set, then we're going to actually start cutting on the tree. Hope you enjoy this process, and just remember, there's lots of people I know who've gone to the hospital because they were cutting a tree and it moved funny on them. And so You want to be extra careful whenever you work with large amounts of weight that you're then cutting loose in the sky above you. So be careful. This tree is actually still green. That's another interesting point. Yeah, still got roots in the ground. It is happily growing sideways on top of my building. So we're gonna get it off today, Lord willing. All right, thanks for watching. We are going up the ladder. First I got to get my safety harness on. Yeah, so yeah, run this little wire through here. Now this is not technically the normal way you'd run a safety harness, I know, but I'm tethered inside. Instead of having somebody belay me at the bottom, I'm belaying myself as I go up. Be nice to have all the gear that comes with proper belaying, but I don't have it. So this is I think it's a 612 pitch. The top is a 1212. We're not going on the 1212 at all. We're just going to be on this 612 for a bit. The branch we're working on is that one up there. That's the next one. This part of the roof is ruined already, so if we accidentally hit it, it's not a problem. This is our cable for winching. We'll put that cable around the tree once we get over there. I'm kind of staying on this log because the log is fairly stable. A lot of weight on it. And the red line is my safety line, which is kind of a backup. I'm tightening it when it's appropriate, when I feel like I need to undo that part. We're going to actually cut here and let it lay down a bit, and then I will probably debranch it up toward the top. And then when we're all done debranching, or at least a lot of the debranching is done, we'll come back and cut the rest of the trunk off. What I'm doing so far. All right, Jonathan, let's go ahead and tighten. That's good. That's good. So as I cut this branch, the tree started to move. which we kind of expected would happen. This branch I'm on is kind of rising, and this one's coming down like it should, but not far enough to where I can work it further down. My tethers inside are tightening. I'm not sure. This branch here is actually on the side of the building. And so as the weight shifts, as we remove stuff, things are happening, which we expected would happen, but just don't like it when it happens to you. On top of a building, on top of a log. We do the best we can with what we got, and then if we see something we don't like, we alter plans. So I started to cut this limb free. The entire log is starting to shift and the weight's coming up and off this roof in a fairly concerning way. So we're going to start on the other limb first. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do the other limb first, in hopes we can get it down safely. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So it is day 2 of our Remove the Tree project. Just starting out today. Worked 10 hours or so yesterday trying to get this thing off. We've cut and lowered almost all the branches. We got a few more cuts to actually remove them. Let me show you where we're at. That's kind of what it looks like from this angle. Coming down the tree this way, we've got a big branch that's now hanging up in the air up there. That big branch needs to teeter off the building. But last night, right before we quit for the day, got my chainsaw stuck up there. Part of that is the fact that this is very hard wood. I believe it's hickory. So it is difficult to cut through. It wears your chainsaw blades out pretty fast. And right at the end of the cut, it started to curve. So we're gonna get on the roof, finish that last cut up there, get my chainsaw back. After we get most of the branches off, in fact, almost all of them, the trunk will still be here, one branch will be left. At that point, we will make a cut here. And then we will go to the bottom and make cuts on the bottom, and at that point we'll winch it off. We'll cut it so it'll clear this material. But that's the plan for today. Spent some time thinking about it last night. You know, when you're laying in the bed and can't sleep because you're thinking about your giant project. Totally. Alright, so there's our log. It was hung up on the structure, over the top of the structure up there. It finally let go. Man, that thing was a bear. We probably spent 2-3 hours on this yesterday, trying to get this one thing off the corner. Oh, no. We can double this wrap too, make sure. Welcome everyone. We are back from a nice cool lunch. Back out in the heat. Let me show you where we're at. This is day 2 after lunch. So we've gotten all the branches off the roof except this one last one, which is basically giving us stability. This is the trunk that remains. We are about to cut the trunk here, right about here. Once I get the top cut, we will go to the bottom, cut our wedge, and start cutting in the back side of it, and then we will begin tightening. We'll pull it with the winches that way. And if we do it right, it will angle away from the building. At that point, the weight of this will be pretty substantial, even without those. We're gonna probably need to support it under here a little bit more. That's a lot of weight even at this point. So we'll add a support up here as well before I actually make that cut.